Hello, hello. Good morning. I can't hear anybody. Why can't I hear? Oh, I can hear people. Yay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Joshua.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you, Joshua.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to virtually meet you.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to wait for a few more people to join. So I think people are going to keep joining for the next couple of minutes.
You're at school now?
No, this is not real. Not real.
Home.
Yes. Your home looks very nice. Where are you?
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see that. Austin, Texas home.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. Anybody else want to join? I don't know.
여기 삼성.
Michelle?
Okay, let's I guess let's jump into it. How's everyone doing today? How are your weekends? Or I guess in Texas in Texas it's still Friday night, right?
It's a Friday night. It just started with the weekend.
Yeah, it's a Saturday morning here.
How is the weather there?
Very nice. Clear skies, spring weather. I think this is the last weekend we will have cherry blossoms because it will rain on Monday.
Oh yeah, it's time of the year.
Yep. Cherry blossom time of the year.
Really, really beautiful. Yeah. My daughter, she's there, so she sent me a picture of it.
Yeah, it's nice. Finally warming up. Everybody else, how are you doing? What are your plans for the weekend?
I played tennis this morning with
You played tennis this morning. Wow,
yeah,
you woke up early.
I played tennis this morning with my elder son.
Great. Where do you play tennis?
Where? Yes. Near my house, there is the Dongseol University.
Okay.
Yeah. I have
Very nice.
played this, tennis for over 40 years.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Wow. I cannot imagine. I have only been alive for 40 years.
Okay. Actually,
wow.
I'm in my early 60s.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm junior.
Junior. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Great. And you're in Korea?
So, you are my professor of advanced English conversation.
Am
right?
I? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Maybe. Yeah. Definitely in those videos.
For me, advanced English conversation class is difficult for me.
Yeah, it is difficult. No, it's advanced. Okay, let's see. Okay, I hope everybody is doing well. Let's let me share the screen. This week we're going to talk about travel.
Okay.
So I guess my first question is, what is the most memorable trip you have ever taken? The most memorable trip you really remember when you traveled?
여행은 뭐였어?
Travel.
엄마랑 거지 같았다 볼. 어, 여기가 그만두네. 만지지 마 그러니까 엄마 공부하는
I
건데
think I'm going
나가면
to
어떡해.
mute everybody. We have some open microphones. If you want to talk, unmute yourself so that we don't have too much noise going on. So if you want to talk, you can unmute yourself. Okay. Yes, great. Okay, so memorable trip. What was a memorable trip, travel that you went on in the past? Like maybe the best trip or maybe the worst trip. I mean, worst is memorable as well. So what was a very interesting trip that you've taken in the past?
Okay, so for me, I went to Turkey and Spain. What did I say? Greece. Greece
Turkey
and
and
Spain.
Greece.
Yeah, Turkey and Greece. Like
Okay.
a few years, like before the pandemic.
Okay.
For like 40 people, for like a group of people, we went together from church. So for 2 weeks, and then the Turkey is like a really like the weather or like a food, something like that. It's pretty similar like in Korea. So
Really?
I was really comfortable with a lot of like vegetables, and then not many like meat. So, and then the nature, so like in a tree or like atmosphere, the weather is like a pretty much similar like in Korea at that time. It was like May or something. So
Okay.
yeah, we had a really good time, and then in Greece, like it's really beautiful. They keep the like really good nature. Yeah, so that's a pretty good trip for me. That was.
Good. Nice. Yeah, I would imagine that Greece and Turkey. I've never been to either of those countries, so I can only imagine how nice it would be. Do you want to go back?
Yeah, one more time. Not many times. It's like 2 times is like good enough. I want to go like somewhere else more.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? A memorable trip that you've had? If you're going to talk, you have to turn on your microphone if anybody wants to talk. Because I've turned off all the microphones for now so that we don't have too much noise. But yeah, anybody? Memorable trip? This is not a lecture. These Saturday classes, it's not a lecture. It's a conversation class. So if you want to talk. This is the chance for you to practice speaking, listening, and speaking. So anybody, memorable trip that you've had?
For me, I went to India when I was a university student.
Okay.
And there I met my husband.
Yes.
And in India I traveled for 1 month, and
wow.
I visited the desert.
Okay.
And many beautiful places. And last year I went to India again with my kids.
Okay.
So I wanted to show my kids totally different places from Korea. So
that's different.
So at first time I worried a lot because the environment is quite different from Korea, and I worried about the water and the sanitary things, hygienic things.
Yeah.
But it was pretty okay, and my kids looked pretty enjoy as well.
Good. Good.
So they loved Indian food too. So we had lots of curries and lassi drinking.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Why did you choose India the first time? Oh, sorry, I'm going to try to clean my camera a little bit.
At that time, it was quite boom.
A boom? Okay. People were traveling to India a lot.
Yes, at that time, for university students, many students traveled India.
Okay, interesting.
Like they choose to go to Europe or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. For me, it looked just attractive
Mm-hmm.
without particular reason.
And you met your husband there.
Yes.
Is he Korean?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting to meet your Korean husband in India. I'm sure that's an interesting story. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else want to talk?
Well, a decade years ago, I went to North Korea for 2 years as a security guard, and my North Korea sailor invaded to my area to catch the fish. But when I worked there on food, they are neglected. They are ignoring my opinion. But when I take a vehicle, they are very worried about that because car is very expensive. Car is very honorable. Yeah, and I was shocked by this situation.
They didn't want you to hurt the car, break the car, or they were just surprised that you had the money for a car.
Yes, well, I know that when people who ride the car, they are very high-ranking government officer in the North Korea. Yeah.
Okay, so they were very surprised about that. Okay, interesting. Anybody else before we move on to the next slide? Anybody? Interesting trip, memorable trip, travel time? No. I will mention mine. I mean, obviously Korea has been my favorite country because I've stayed here so long. But I did have some very memorable times in other countries. I've spent some time in England because my family lives in England now. I lived in China for almost a year. I lived in Chengdu, which is where Pubao is now. Pubao has gone back to Chengdu. And in Ghana, in Africa, I had some very interesting stories there. So yeah, I've been to a few places and have some interesting stories, but it would take too long to tell any of them. Okay, let's move on to the next slide, which is, what do you think is the best place to visit in Korea? What is the best place to visit in Korea? If you want to go for like a weekend trip, maybe, what is a great place in Korea to go to?
The best place to visit in Korea for me is Halasan Mountain.
Halasan Mountain.
Have you ever been to Halasan Mountain?
I have not.
Really? I've been to Halasan Mountain last year with my family. It's October. The mountain is very beautiful, and there is some snow and ice. Okay, so I think the best place in Korea is Halasan Mountain.
Okay, Halasan Mountain, just hiking and enjoying nature.
Yes.
It's probably very beautiful right now in spring. Probably very lovely. Okay, Harasan Mountain. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'd like to recommend Jeju Island too.
Jeju Island.
Yes, it's a very beautiful place. And I think many people know there are beautiful beaches, but it is also famous for autumn, the mountain
Okay.
made by volcanic activity.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as I know, there are more than 360 autumn there.
Okay, interesting.
So you can enjoy the beautiful scenery top of the autumn.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Yeah, I've never been to Jeju. I need to go.
Yeah, you should go.
I really
It
like
has
to.
very different kinds of autumn. So and you can enjoy the different sceneries from autumn to autumn.
Okay. And do you live in Jeju?
Pardon?
Do you live in Jeju?
No, I lived 1 year.
Okay.
So at first time I visited all the beaches. So
Oh wow.
after that I was kind of tired of living in Jeju Island because it's island. So I missed the continent. But
The mainland.
then I started to visit autumn and I was kind of fascinated by the autumn.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Very cool. I will have to check one out if I go to Jeju, when I go to Jeju.
Okay, for me, so my daddy lives in Jeongseon, the Gangwon Jeongseon.
Okay.
So yeah, in 2000, and after he retired in Jeongseon, and then he built his own house by himself. And then it's not a really like a famous and a popular place, but if you go there like in the end of October or early November, you see a lot of like a beautiful, like the color changes, the trees. It's a really beautiful, and then you can just drive through like anywhere. So you see the really high mountains and then really beautiful. And then it's not famous, but but still really popular for the like Jeongseon, the like a I don't know, like a farmers market. It's kind of a farmers market.
Okay.
Like the people who live there, they just a farm at the farm. They just grow like any vegetables and with some other like grains or whatever. They just come out like under like say one place, and then they just sell to the people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a it's called in Korean like a 장날. Yeah. So yeah, if you get a chance to go, you own regret to visit there.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, countryside in Korea.
Yes.
Sounds nice. Okay. Okay. Anybody else?
Well, I recommend that when I arrive in Sokcho Terminal, you can see the beautiful sea and then go to Seorang Mountain. Yeah, especially when I go to public bathroom in hot spring in Sokcho, and I'm feeling that I'm suffering from insomnia. Disappeared the insomnia,
Really?
and it is a
Okay,
bad,
nice.
best
Your
good
insomnia
place.
disappeared. Your insomnia disappeared. That's nice. Yeah, hot springs. Hot springs are lovely.
Yeah.
Very nice, especially in the winter. So Sokcho. Okay, good. Anybody else?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh yeah. I think one of the best place to visit in Korea is Seoul. Because Seoul has a mountain and a river and other tourist attraction.
Mhm.
So many people can go there by public transport.
Yep.
So I think the best place is in Seoul. Is Seoul.
Just Seoul. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it is probably the most common tourist destination. Most tourists, it's easier to get around because there's Incheon Airport, and like you said, subways and buses are pretty easy to navigate.
Yeah.
So much easier nowadays. And when I first came here, it was a little bit harder to navigate. If you couldn't read Hangul, it was much harder. But nowadays,
Right.
nowadays everything is in English, so it's easier.
Yes, right. Oh, I wonder, other country, in Korea we have a free transfer system.
Okay.
Like when you tag the bus card at the bus and you freely
Between different buses, yeah.
yes, to subway. So
Mhm.
if other country have this kind of system.
They do, yeah. London has a similar system.
Oh.
London has the Oyster card, which is kind of similar. They use it for buses and subway.
Oh yeah.
That's the only other city that I really know about for travel, for public transportation, I guess.
Right. Oh.
So
I wonder.
you're from England?
No. I grew up in the US, but 20 years ago, my family moved to England.
Really?
So I've gone back and forth to England many times. Okay. For me, visiting Korea, I really enjoyed going to Jeonju, the Hanok village. And I thought that was a lot of fun. That was just a nice little area. Good food, fun places to walk around.
Joshua, how long have you stayed in Korea?
13 years.
13 years.
Wow.
13 years.
Wow. But,
yeah. But I haven't traveled. But you have to remember, I work here. I'm not a tourist here. So I'm kind of like a normal Korean in a lot of ways. I don't travel a lot. I go back and forth to work. I've never been here as a tourist. Never. So that's the hard part. I haven't traveled around a lot. I wish I had. I want to travel around more.
And do you have some recommendation for, the England?
England, Oxford. Yeah. I would definitely say Oxford.
Oxford?
Oxford is a really nice place to walk around. It's a really cool city to walk around and explore. Walking along like Trinity College, the university campus is really beautiful.
One of the top in the world, Oxford.
Yeah, it's a big university, but the town is just cool too. There's even like a hidden pub, if you can find it, like a pub, like bar. It's intentionally hidden, so you have to kind of know where it is and sneak down some roads to find it. And it's a nice bar, nice pub. But also nearby, there's some nice neighborhoods around Oxford as well. Just a nice place. Yeah, I enjoy it. And it's not quite as busy as London.
To never sleep.
Yeah, London is a busy place. But London, I would say London, man, if you go to London, you have to go to the parks, the Hyde Park, and they have a really, really, really beautiful playground. I think it's called Princess Diana Playground in Hyde Park for kids. It's really, really cool playground. And also just the different museums and stuff, art galleries. That's really cool. Okay, let's see. Next question. What is a disaster that happened to you when traveling? So what terrible thing happened to you when traveling once? Have you ever had like a disaster when you were traveling? I'll start. I've been very sick when traveling before. I mean, very sick. I had malaria. Malaria is, I don't know how to say it in Korean. I had malaria in Africa. I've had really, really, really bad food poisoning in China, and really, really, really bad food poisoning in Busan. Busan, it almost killed me, the food poisoning. It was horrible. What else? Yeah, mostly sicknesses. I eat anything. I will try anything. So now my stomach is very strong, but in the beginning I would get sick eating things. So yeah, it's I would say I've been very sick in some places, especially China and Korea. Only one time. I had food poisoning 2 or 3 times in China, but I've only had it one time in Korea. I don't know what happened. It was horrible.
You ate like seafoods there?
I ate Chinese food. I at a Chinese restaurant in Busan, and that night I had to come back to Seoul. So I was riding the KTX, and it was, I think I traumatized all of the other passengers on KTX because I kept running back and forth to the bathroom, throwing up very loudly, very loudly. And like I couldn't drink. I was just, I couldn't walk because I was so tired from being sick. It was just, I had to go to the emergency room. Like an ambulance had to come pick me up. I was sick. Yeah, that was not fun. Anybody else? What's a disaster that you've had happen? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Someone in the chat said about best place in Korea. They said, I think Andong is the best place to visit in Korea. Andong is a city where Korean culture remains intact enough to be called the spiritual and cultural capital of Korea. So I think it is the best place to, especially for foreign visitors, to visit. Okay, great. Wow, that was very well written. Andong. Okay, so it's the spiritual and cultural capital of Korea. Interesting. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay, now back to disasters. What is something terrible that happened to you when traveling?
I had a when
Yes.
I was in Jeju.
Mhm.
At the time I traveled for 3 days and 4 nights
Okay.
and 4 days. So the last day tomorrow we have to leave Jeju Island, but typhoon came, so every plane was canceled to stay more
So
days.
you had to stay in Jeju longer.
Yes,
How much longer?
1 day, but we have to catch other plane.
Mhm.
So only see the smartphone and reservate
Oh, that's hard.
reservated
Yeah, reserve a ticket. That's hard.
reserved new airplane.
Wow, that's stressful. That's just really stressful.
Oh yes, right. So
Yeah. That's no fun. You just reminded me though. You just reminded me of my own disaster that I went to Guam with my wife, and before my son was born, just my wife and my daughter. Or we were supposed to be there for like 5 or 6 days. And we chose the wrong time to go because typhoon came, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm not lying. It rained 24 hours a day. Every day we were there. It never stopped raining. It was just, we didn't get to enjoy the beach really. We went to the beach for like 30 minutes. That was it. It rained every day, every moment we were there.
So you just stayed in resort or
We
hotel?
stayed in the hotel and went shopping and eating, and that was about it.
Oh, so it's not my sister travel, but my brother, he went to England, and then it was time to come back, and then he got COVID there. So he had to stay there for 5 days.
Oh wow!
Just extra, but it's not a disaster, but kind of, because he
That is
had
a disaster.
to come back to work, go back
Mhm.
to work, but he had to be there for another 5 days. So he went to Oxford. You just mentioned it. Mentioned about it. I think kind of it's not a disaster, but for him, he said that it was a disaster.
For him, he doesn't like Oxford. I can understand.
Yeah, and then for me, so when I came back from Greece, and then it was pretty where Turkey to the Houston. We fly back to Houston, but it was like a big storm here. So we didn't know that, and then when we got here, my airplane, Houston to Austin, got canceled at midnight, and then I had to be there the next day until 2 p.m.
Okay.
So no, I couldn't stay there. Midnight. I couldn't stay in overnight. But the good thing was, my brother was there, and then he was supposed to drive Houston to Dallas, which is 3 hours away. So I came with him to. I went with him to Dallas, and then the next day, my husband picked me up to. Came back to Dallas in 3 hours, and then it took me 3 hours to Houston to Dallas, and then Dallas to here.
It's a lot of driving.
Yeah, it's a long way.
I think people in Korea maybe don't realize that. Yeah, she lives in Texas, and I don't think you realize how big Texas is, because Texas is 7 times bigger than Korea. Korea will fit inside of Texas 7 times.
Yeah,
so it's a very big place.
Yeah. So Houston, the Austin to where Arizona, New Mexico. You have to drive more than 10 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it takes a day.
Yeah, I really
Texas.
I think if you've never visited America, if you've never been there, you don't understand how far away everything is. It's really big. I mean, people say, "Oh, I'm going to visit New York City, and then I'm going to visit California," and I'm like, "No, you're not. not if you're only there for a few days. It's too far away." I remember I went to university. Okay, so if this is the U.S., I went to university in Minnesota, and I lived down in Alabama. My family was there. And when we would go back for the holidays, like Christmas, we would drive. And it was to drive from my university back home was 24 hours. 24 hours driving.
24 hours,
I don't mean 12 hours driving and 12 hours sleeping. I mean 24 hours on the road driving. It was a long trip to drive. It takes, you drive with another person and you take turns driving. That's what you did. Yeah, so it's a big place. Okay, anybody else? A disaster you had when traveling before we move on to the next question?
I also have a memory of disaster during my trip to Busan. I don't know when we traveled to Busan, but long years ago, while traveling, I had the stomach ache, very painful.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I had the stomach ache, but I think I thought I ate spoiled the food.
Yeah.
I couldn't get a sleep. I couldn't get sleep. So there was a big disaster for me.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, when I got food poisoning in Busan, I mean, that was I've had food poisoning before, but never like that. It was fast and it was violent. It was horrible. Okay, anybody else? Okay, I'll share one last story that almost sounds unbelievable. It's hard for people to believe this, but it really did happen. So when I was 19 years old, I was only 19. I went to Ghana with a group of people for 3 weeks. Ghana in Africa. And when we arrived there, the first day, disaster. We had to drive for 3 hours to where we were staying, because we were not staying in the capital. We were staying like way in the countryside. So it was like a 3-hour drive. We had 2 vans. One van everybody rode inside of. The other van carried our suitcases, our luggage. And we arrived late at night, so it's dark. And when you're driving through the countryside in Africa, through like jungles, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's no houses. There's no electricity. It's very, very dark because there's nothing there, and just wild animals you can hear basically. And the van with our luggage broke down. It stopped working. It broke. So they had to leave, and like, oh, we'll come back for it in the morning. We're like, what about our suitcases? We'll come back for it in the morning. Don't worry. Then our van ran out of gas. We didn't have gas. We're in the middle of nowhere. And they say, our tour guide basically says, you need to get out and push the van. We can get gas in like 2 kilometers. If we go forward 2 kilometers, there's somewhere we can get gas. So we've been flying all day. We're exhausted. It's the middle of the night in Africa. Nowhere. There's no lights. There's nothing. You can hear wild animals. And they're like, get out and push the van for 2 kilometers. That was an interesting introduction to the country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, can I share one experience with you?
Sure.
Yeah. So it's when I it's the first time. It was the first time to visit U.S. Right? So at the immigration. So the stop. He told me, what is your gender? So, but just I just laughed. You are kidding me? But just he said, no, not kidding. Just please answer it. What is your gender? So
Why?
I said, I'm female, right? So, but why are you asking me? But just he said, okay, please look at me. Please look at this. You are on the passport, you are female, but on the visa, you are male.
Oh, weird. How did that happen?
So I didn't realize it. I didn't check it. So, but how can I, expect my visa is male because my
you would never.
passport is a female, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you would never expect that.
But at that time, I can, I cannot, think anything. But I just, say it's not my fault. It is not my fault. It is your embassy fault.
Yeah.
I just repeat continuously, right?
So did they let you in?
Yeah, but just he just think about, and I'm not sure he just had some internal the discussion or not. So I'm not sure. It's just after 5 minutes. Just he called me. Okay, so what is your purpose to visit here? But this is my first visit to US. So what I have to go there. I have to have a lot of the appointment or blah 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 blah. Just he says, okay, when you get back to Korea, please modify it. Okay, I will. And then I can it was possible to visit the US. But when I get back to Korea, my the relatives or my colleagues they said, actually, you can some how can it sue? You can
Sue them?
sue. It's kind of I can drive some sue to the U.S. embassy. Is that right?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, because when I get back to Korea, so I asked to the travel agency. So usually at that time, so in Korea, most of the visa confirmation is through the travel agency, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So
and they didn't confirm it either.
Right. So, but can you imagine that? At that time, maybe in 2 hours, I just got the new visa.
Wow, that was fast.
This is that is the kind of their U.S. embassy port, right?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, right.
Because
so
of being
interesting.
Right.
That is pretty crazy.
Right. So my the relatives they said, why didn't you to arrange the sue to the U.S. embassy? But at that time, I didn't realize that if I can do it or not, right?
Yeah.
So I just this is kind of some big experience for me.
Yeah, that is quite the experience. That is not fun.
Yeah. So, but that is common or not?
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. But usually, right, the U.S. immigration is very tough, right? So the documentation is different. It is not allowed to, to come in U.S. right?
Yeah. They might not let you come in.
Yeah. So other people said, oh, I think sometimes I'm lucky case.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You were lucky that they let you in, but you weren't lucky that it happened to you.
Yeah. So anyway, if I didn't come in there at that time, maybe I think after that I can arrange the sue, right?
Maybe. I don't know about legal things. I don't know if you can sue them, but I don't know. But yeah, that is a disaster. Truly a disaster.
Yeah.
It could have been worse if they didn't let you in.
Yeah, but sometimes but normally I have that kind of the situation, so we have to come back to Korea, right? Return to
probably.
Korea.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's why the relatives told me it was lucky.
Yeah,
but
it was lucky.
I think if I didn't come in there, maybe I will arrange the sue.
Yeah, you would. If they made you come back to Korea, you have to.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
That's it.
let's see. That's a disaster. Yeah. Let's see the next question. Why can't I go? Why can't I? Why can't I do it? Why can't I do it? Hold on. There we go. Okay. If you can only take 3 things with you on a trip, not including clothes, you can take clothes. You can only take 3 other things. What will you take? What will you take on your trip? Not just automatically you get clothes, but what are 3 other things that you need to take with you on a trip?
Cell phone.
Cell phone. Yeah, I think everyone will say cell phone. One of them is cell phone. You have to have your cell phone.
Yeah.
Nowadays, cell
Credit
phone is a
card.
necessity. Credit card? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Credit card's
And
good.
cash.
Cash is not as important nowadays, I think.
Snap. Or my bag.
Your what?
But some countries don't accept credit card yet.
That's true.
In some
That is
part,
true.
small city or something like that, they
Yeah.
don't get the credit card.
When I was in when I was in Ghana, and this was 20 years ago, we needed to get cash because, of course, that people in small towns don't take credit cards 20 years ago. So we brought American cash, American dollars, and exchanged it at the bank there. But it was pretty funny because we exchanged. It was a group of people. There were a group of us. So we exchanged all of our money at the same time, which was like $500, like 60만 won, okay? So when we sent one of our friends to the bank to do this, and they had like, this much money, this like a stack of like paper money like this big. When they came back, they had a backpack because the exchange rate is so crazy that like you need a backpack to carry all of the cash. It was an incredible, we felt rich because we had a backpack full of money. It was crazy.
Wow.
So yeah, because the exchange rate is just so crazy.
Wow.
In that case, it's really hard to calculate how much should I pay.
It really is. I'm sure we paid the tourist tax. Have you ever heard of the tourist tax?
No.
I'll write it here. The tourist tax. The tourist tax is when you go to another country and you obviously look like a tourist, they will charge you more money. They will just make you pay more money.
Oh, that's not legal then.
Yeah, but people do it. People definitely do it. That's the tourist tax. Yeah, so I'm sure that we paid the tourist tax everywhere we went because we were the only white people around. And I'm sure we overpaid, but even if we paid more, it didn't feel like it. Okay.
But in my case now, I just prepared some special, the medicine.
Medicine. Okay, yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
Taking medicine with you.
Very basic medicine is really needed.
Yeah, it's good to carry medicine with you. Koreans tend to travel with like kimchi as well. Kimchi and sin ramen, and I've noticed.
Ramen.
Kim.
Seaweed. Yeah, Kim. Yeah, you got to travel with Kim. It's funny to me.
How about gochujang?
Gochujang too, yes, gochujang. And if you get gochujang on the airplane, if you're like flying Korean Air and they give you a little tube of gochujang, you have to keep that and carry it with you in case you need it.
Okay.
Yes, it's very useful.
Yes, right.
To you, gochujang.
Yep, got to carry the gochujang and kimchi if you can.
Yeah.
Sin ramen. Even though sin ramen you can buy in the US very easily now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the taste is a bit different.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like it in the Shin Ramen made in USA. I don't like it.
Wow.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
That means what is the difference? It's just the case was in the
It's a little
everything.
spicy thing. It's the same level, but it's a different. But the myeon is the noodle is really like a mushi here.
Mushy.
Aha.
Made in Korea is like more chewy.
Yeah.
Here I don't like it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How about the price?
Excuse me?
Price. Cost.
The price like $5 for a pack.
Okay, that's not too bad.
It's too expensive.
Pack.
It's a little bit expensive. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, this is not a very interesting question. Let's try a different question. What is your dream vacation? Where would you really like to go for vacation?
Hokkang's.
Where?
Hokkang's. Yeah.
Where is that?
I really want to. This is a hotel plus back vacation. But you know, in Korea, this is kind of some Konglish 바캉스. Do you know what does that mean, 바캉스?
I've never heard that.
It's the first time to hear that.
First time.
Stay in hotel for vacation.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Vacation.
All days, in the luxury hotels, I can, I can do anything in a hotel.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Perfect, I think.
So you don't leave the hotel.
Yeah, I don't want to be. I'm just stay during the vacation. I just stay. Okay.
Okay. Interesting. Bakangs.
Hokkang's.
Hokkang's, not bakangs. Yeah.
Bokangs.
Hotel hall and
Bokangs.
bakangs is kind of some, So bakangs, it means the vacation, right?
Okay.
So just in Korean word, hokkangs.
Bokangs. Okay. Interesting.
My dream vacation is to see aurora.
Aurora. Okay, the aurora borealis. Yes, the northern lights.
Yes, I really want to see the real scenery. So maybe this year's wedding anniversary, my husband want to go to see aurora with me.
Okay, yeah. Where will you go to see the aurora?
Maybe in Iceland.
Wow.
Anyone?
Iceland. That'd be nice.
Anyone have been there?
I've never been to Iceland. No.
Yeah, I have never seen aurora.
I've seen the aurora, but I've seen it in Minnesota, in the very close to Canada. It wasn't very strong, but we saw some, the green lights.
How was your feel when you saw?
Pretty impressive. Yeah, pretty impressive, but also very cold. It's very cold. It usually happens like in the winter, and Minnesota winter is very, 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 very cold. It's in the winter at night, the temperature goes to -40.
Cool.
-40. It is unbelievably cold.
Freeze.
Yeah, it's unbelievably cold. So it was interesting. It was cool, but it was also very cold.
Wow.
Okay,
And
someone
I
in the
saw
chat
lots
says,
of tents.
tents?
Yeah, in the wild.
Yeah, unique tents and sleeping bags and fire.
Right. So we can camping in the wild and see the aurora. Maybe.
Do you know what the aurora is? Do you know why it happens?
Yes, I know, but I know because my major is science. So
okay, cool.
I know, but
cool.
Hard to explain in English.
Yeah, it's basically the Earth's gravitational field protecting us from protecting us from the sun's rays.
Yeah, yes.
Basically just protecting us, but it's really cool looking. Okay, someone in the chat says they want to go to Ozark because they like the American drama Ozark. But Ozark is like in the countryside, isn't it? It's not a very nice place, I don't think. Because I grew up in the countryside in the US, and it's maybe the TV show looks cool, but I don't want to go back to the countryside in the US. No, thank you. Anybody else? Dream vacation?
I'd like to visit Switzerland.
Switzerland, I would too. Yeah, that'd be nice.
I've been to many countries for business trip, so, but I've never been to Switzerland.
Okay.
So Switzerland has a beautiful scenery.
Yeah, mountains.
Mountains. So I'd like to go to Switzerland.
Yeah, me too. That would be lovely. Okay, let's see. Let's look at the next question. If I can do it. Which country, what is a country or city you would never visit? You never, ever, never want to visit?
North Korea.
Well, yeah, that's an easy one. Besides North Korea.
Okay.
That's
China.
too easy. China, okay.
Russia.
Russia, yeah. I'd have to say I don't really want to go to Russia right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
And Ghana?
Ghana? No Ghana? It was nice when I was there, but that was 20 years ago. Okay, anybody else?
Mexico.
Why Mexico?
I don't know. So it's a little bit like a scary country. Like, you know, people they are really nice, but the situation, they are really poor. So there are a lot of like kidnaps and, you know, like thieves. A lot of, you know, the bad things that happen there.
I agree. It is kind of scary for tourists.
Yeah.
If you go to the wrong place.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat
I
said
go to Brazil.
Brazil. Oh, you want to go to Brazil? Sorry? Brazil? Hello? Okay, someone in the chat said that they want to dream vacation is to travel to the quiet and beautiful American dramas such as Ozark and Virgin River. I don't even know where Virgin River is. I don't know what that is. But maybe it has to do with the drama. Yeah, I mean, in the US, there are some beautiful mountains and stuff, but they're also, the US countryside can be very, very boring because it's just so big and so wide and there's nothing there. And it just can be very boring if you go.
Exactly where state?
Which state is what? Ozark?
Yeah.
I think Ozark is in the Midwest. So maybe Missouri or I don't know exactly. I'm not very familiar with Ozark. I know it's somewhere in the mountains, so I don't know exactly.
No one else live there.
People live there. Oh yeah, it's just countryside. It's not like a big city. It's more just you're going there to see the scenery.
Interesting.
Sophia in the chat said Spain. She would like to go to Spain. That'd be nice. Spain is lovely. I've heard. I've never been there. Oh no, I guess you're avoiding Spain. Maybe you're avoiding Spain. You don't want to go to Spain.
No. Why?
Spain would be nice.
Why you don't like
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out if she gives us a reason. Where would I not like to go? Not sure. Yeah, definitely not Russia or North Korea, or I'd be hesitant to go to Mexico. I don't know. Not many places I wouldn't try. Oh, she said I'd like to go to Spain. Not that she wants to avoid Spain. Good. Yeah, I think Spain would be nice.
Good thing.
Okay, question 7. Do you have any travel tips? Can you give us some tips for travel? What are your travel tips to help traveling safer or more comfortable?
So making sure, the food, eating the right food for you.
Okay, yep.
You'll be, sick.
Yeah, don't get sick. But it might happen anyway.
Using a local market.
Using a local market.
Yeah, cheaper than any area.
Cheaper, but you're definitely going to pay the tourist tax.
The tourist tax means in Korea 바가지, you have to pay extra money because you are a tourist.
Yeah, but it's slang. It's not an official real thing. It's just that when people see, oh, it's a tourist, I'm going to charge them more money.
Okay.
It's not official.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so you have to negotiate or bargain all the time when you go to local market.
Yes, usually.
For me, I think using a Google Map is very useful because in Korea we don't use much. We don't normally use Google Map. We normally use Naver maps.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I think when I travel abroad, Google Map is very useful. I can search the good restaurants based on the ratings.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
Google Map is definitely much more common in other countries. I mean, they definitely don't use Naver. Only Korea uses Naver.
yes, and before I check the route or the daily schedule, I can check the time it takes. So I think it's very convenient.
Definitely. So Google Maps is your recommendation, your travel tip. Okay, anybody else?
Actually, I don't like traveling, but I have a tip of traveling. So I think that is just living without preparation or a designated location.
So
You got it?
Just freestyle. Don't plan. Just go and enjoy.
Just living without the preparation.
Okay, that's more my style. Definitely. Okay. So don't worry. Don't stress too much.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Anybody else? Travel tip?
So you have to study a lot, research it in the place where you go. And then some a country you need to a conversation. So some country they don't understand you in English or whatever. So you needed to have a really good app, what is it called,
Translation app.
Translation, web app. So that would be really useful, especially Spain or they a Spanish, so you don't know Spanish, but they don't understand in English. So yeah, there is a really good app for the translation, right?
Yeah. Okay. Good. In the chat, they said The tip for your trip is not to spend your time taking pictures at your destination, but to take your time and bring it to your heart. Yeah, I agree. Don't spend so much time taking pictures. Pictures are good. You should take some pictures, but just enjoy the time. Live in the moment. I think is a good tip.
It's a good tip.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah, that is true, because even though I take pictures a lot, actually I don't think I see them much after a trip.
Yeah, you don't look at them again.
Yeah. So in India there is one place they don't allow taking cameras, everything.
Oh, really?
You don't take electronic devices with you. So it's kind of temple. So I have to put my belongings. I have to take my belongings. I cannot
leave
take
them
my
somewhere?
belongings. So at that time, I was able to enjoy every little detail, because I didn't have cameras to take a photo.
That's cool.
So I think it was more memorable for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you don't have any pictures of it.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. My one tip is when you travel to another country, don't assume that people don't speak Korean. Just be careful what you say, because some people speak Korean, because I've had it happen in Guam. I had it happen at the hotel in Guam, where people were talking about me, Koreans were talking about me in Korean, thinking I don't speak Korean, thinking I can't understand them. So be careful what you say, because you never know who's going to understand you. So yeah.
Do you remember what they were talking about?
I had, in this hotel that has a swimming pool, they have like a laundry room that's really just not for clothes. It's more for swimsuits, to get your swimsuits dry and do some laundry if you have to. Anyway, I was in the laundry room by myself at first, and I found somebody's wallet. Somebody left their wallet there with money and credit cards and ID. And the ID, it was a Korean, some Korean person left their wallet. So I was going to try to find this person or give it to the hotel staff. But when I was waiting in the laundry room, a Korean couple, husband and wife, came in, and I was looking at the ID and looking at them and thinking, should I ask them if they know who this person is? Because I wasn't sure if I should talk to them. And they were just they said in Korean, they're like, who is this? Why is this strange foreigner looking at us? He's being really weird. Who is this weird guy? And then I said to them in Korean, I'm like, is this your wallet? Do you know whose this is? And they were so red that I could speak Korean. That they had no idea. That was fun. But yeah, be careful. You never know. That's my travel tip.
Wow.
Especially because of K-pop and the Korean wave, more and more people understand some Korean.
It's true. So many foreigners know Korean now.
Yeah. So be careful. Don't think that you can speak Korean and people won't understand you. Next question. Yes. Oh, did you have something to say?
Oh, yeah, I totally agree with you. So, BTS is really popular now. Mm-hmm. In America, is for a teenager, they understand the Korean.
Wow.
And then they want to learn Korean, Korean. So, and then one of my clients, she can speak a 7 different languages. Wow. So one of the Korean. So she's yeah. And then a lot of South Asian people, they in a Korean drama, they understand. Yeah. So they can they can't speak like fluently in Korean, but they understand. So be careful. That's a really good tip.
Yeah, that's my tip. Okay, next question. If you had to live in another country, where would you choose to live? If you have to live in a country.
Sweden
Sorry?
or Denmark.
Okay,
Sweden
Sweden or Denmark. Sweden or Denmark. Nice. Okay, yeah, that's a nice choice. I think that would be one of my top choices. Sweden or Denmark would be nice. Or New Zealand. I'd like to live in New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah, also.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
America, Texas?
No, for me, Korea.
Korea.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back to Korea.
It's
How long have you been in Texas?
Here since 2006, like almost 18 years.
Wow.
18 years here. So I used to live in California for 6 years.
Okay.
So 24 years now.
Wow.
Long time.
Yeah, so my husband just keeps saying, so we have to retire in Korea.
Yeah, it's almost time.
Michelle, where is your hometown in Korea? Where is your hometown in Korea?
Our hometown?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jincheon.
Jincheon? Really?
Jinju.
Yes, I was born there.
Yeah?
I was born there and then grew up in Cheongju.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I was born in Jincheon.
Wow.
Oh, really?
What a coincidence.
Wow. Small world.
Yeah, small world.
Okay, in the chat, Lucky says, funny answer, I want to live in Disneyland in Florida because I can meet many people and experience a lot. You want to live in Disneyland? It'd be interesting. I think it'd get very old very quickly.
For me, I'd like to live in Chiang Mai, Thailand.
Okay, yep. I've been there a long time ago. Why Chiang Mai?
Because I think traveling and living is totally different story. So I think a few years ago I visited Chiang Mai and I felt people are very friendly. People were very friendly and I felt very safe. So I think safety and friendly, those kind of things are very important to live because I'm living as a foreigner. So yeah, I'd like to live in there.
Okay,
I'd like to live there.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think travel and living in a place are two very different things. I had this discussion with a Korean professor for her class, and that since I've been in Korea, a lot of things have improved in Seoul for tourists, for the tourism industry. Like it's much, much easier to come to Korea as a tourist nowadays. It's just, there's a lot more conveniences for tourists. Very easy, even if you don't speak any Korean, it's very easy to travel around Seoul. But living in Korea, it has not improved. They haven't improved a lot for people who live in Korea. It's hard to explain, but like banking systems and things are still, it's a very difficult thing to be a foreigner in Korea and try to deal with the banks because they just want paperwork that's not existent for us. And it's just certain things about living here can be very, very difficult for a foreigner because it's just the system is not designed to be friendly to foreigners. Tourists, yes. Tourists, they want tourists, but people living here, it's much, much harder.
But in case of the Korea issue, but also all other countries.
Oh yeah, other countries
same
as well.
situation. I think.
I'm not denying.
Yeah. So that's it is most of the banking system is kind of some too much localization, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is not globalization. So I think in the future, that is kind of some we have to try to improve those worldwide, not in Korea, only Korea, I think.
Oh, I'm sure it's everywhere else too. It's just my experiences in Korea.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I fully understand it. But I think that other, the Korean people also same, experience in other country, as I heard that.
Yeah.
I watched the TV show. The Russian guy kind of complained about the living in Korea as a foreigner because he had to renew his right to live in Korea.
Oh, the visa? Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, that's
it's really
everywhere. Everywhere
tricky
you
here.
go. It is tricky.
But many people, I think many Koreans left the message. It's not that difficult in Korea, I guess, because as a foreigner living in other countries, all difficult.
Yeah,
They have to renew their visa every time.
Any country you live in, you have to renew the visa, and it's not going to be easy.
Yes.
Definitely, I agree. Yeah, it's no matter where you live, it's not going to be easy to renew your visa.
Right.
But I will say that, yeah, there are, some things about living in Korea, because one thing that's tricky about living here and renewing your visa is they're constantly changing the requirements to renew your visa. It's like every year or every 2 years, they change the documents that you need, and they don't tell you. And if you go to the official website, it will say, bring these documents. But then when you go to immigration, when you go to the office, they'll say, why didn't you bring this? You forgot to bring this. And you'll say, well, on the website, it doesn't say that. And they say, oh, on the website, it's wrong. It's like, how am I supposed to know? They're constantly, that's happened many, many times to myself and my friends, where they're like, if you speak to different people tell you, like different government people, they tell you different things. There's always a different answer. So you never know, what am I supposed to do? It can be very confusing.
Okay.
It can be very confusing. That's the problem.
So
I think that's the
need
problem.
Kind of some pre-notification or pre-announcement.
Yeah, or just stop changing everything.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. In the chat, someone says, I want to live a boring life in rural America. If I spend time translating where time seems to have stopped, I think it will fit my boring personality. Yeah, but rural America is just, it can be very boring. Because I grew up there. I grew up in a town with more cows than people. So I know rural America, and it's boring. Okay, let's see another question. How is travel? Do I want to do this question? Let me see. How is travel healthy for people? No, I don't want to do this. How is travel bad for the environment? I don't want to talk about that. Okay, let's do this. I want to talk about these proverbs about travel. Let's talk about this. The first one is a Chinese proverb that says, he who returns from a journey is not the same as he who left. What does this mean?
You become a different person.
Okay.
Because during traveling, you experience lots of things that make you change.
Yep. Okay.
So you're not the same person.
Basically, yeah, I think that's a good summary. Yeah, you change when you travel, and so when you come back, you're not the same person. I agree. I mean, 1000% agree. I'm not the same person as the person I left.
That means from the traveling,
we can get a lot of things, right?
You can get a lot of things from travel.
No?
Yeah, you can get a lot of things. Okay, how about this one? I like this one by Saint Augustine. The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't travel, if you just stay in your hometown, you can't
You
really
just-
experience.
So one page.
Yeah, it's just one page of a big book. Because I grew up in a very small town, very, very small town. I didn't travel until I was 18. So I did not experience the world until I was older. And that's why I don't want to go back to the countryside. How about this? This one's a little bit harder by Marcel Proust. The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. What does that mean? The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes.
The thing make you look different is not the new place, it's your perspective, seeing that.
Yeah. See, when you travel, you're going to see new places, but yeah, you should try to have new perspective.
Travel is inspired you and expand your perspective and everything.
Expands it. Very, very, very good word. Yes, it expands your perspective.
Yeah.
You have new eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that.
Wow.
It's kind of something we can have
I can't understand you. Your internet connection. I can't understand you. Your internet connection is not very good.
but just the yeah.
I can't understand you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, my point.
Okay, let's go to the next one, the next proverb, which is great things never came from comfort zones. Do you know what a comfort zone is?
Yeah.
Good vocabulary word. What is a comfort zone?
Just comfort zone.
Yes, it's where you're comfortable or doing things that you're comfortable with. You never
Right.
make yourself uncomfortable. So they're saying great things never came from comfort zones. It means be uncomfortable. Do uncomfortable things.
We are
Try
doing
new
right
things.
now.
Yeah, try new things.
We are doing
basically.
uncomfortable things.
Is this out of your comfort zone?
Not
Yes.
adventure place.
Yeah.
If you don't try something, harder, so you can't get any great things.
Yeah. You got to try harder things and try new things, even if it's a little bit scary. And that's how you can get great things. Let's see. I think I have some extra questions. What is the strangest food you have ever eaten when traveling? Anybody, strangest food? Somebody?
Strange food.
Nobody's eaten strange food?
When I traveled in Germany,
Yes.
for business trip, so I ate sardine burger. Do you know what sardine
Sardines?
burger? Sardine.
Sardine, the little fish, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I surprised at the sardine burger, Korean 정어리 burger.
Okay. Interesting. Was it good?
It's terrible.
Okay, anybody else? Strangest food you've ever eaten?
if I had traveled to China, I would have like a strange food.
Oh yeah.
But I never been there, so
That's where I ate some strange food.
yeah.
I've had gochi, like the stick with the food on it, like the barbecue gochi. Am I saying that right? Gochi.
Yeah.
Right.
I've had with chicken hearts. Chicken hearts. Very
Chicken
yummy.
heart.
Very good.
Very
I went to a wedding in Tibet, in the mountains, very high mountains in Tibet, and I had some very strange food there. Made me sick, but yeah, I've had some very strange food in China, in Africa. Yeah, I've had some weird food. Some Sokju O says escargot in Paris was the best, strangest food I ever eaten in my life. Yes, snail. Escargot is snail. Okay, interesting. Let's see. I think we have time for one more question. What souvenirs do you like to buy when traveling? What souvenirs do you buy? Like what little
postcard and bookmark.
bookmarks?
Yeah, with a picture of a travel place. Yeah. Sea and mountain.
Perfume.
Perfume.
Yeah. Nice view.
Cosmetics.
Whiskey.
Cosmetic.
Lip color for my
Okay,
wife.
lip color. Yeah, that's nice.
I collect a magnet.
Magnets. Yeah, we've got some magnets here. Let me see if I can. Like
What is?
Hold on. Like Hawaii magnet.
Hawaii.
Starbucks cup.
Oh, Starbucks cups. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Starbucks cups. Yeah, those are pretty popular. Okay. Well, it was very fun talking to all of you today. I hope that you enjoy I hope the weather's good where you are. It's lovely where I am.
Yeah. Jeju Island dialect.
Jeju Island dialect.
Yeah. 속았수다.
How do you say it?
속았수다. Yeah. 속았수다 means 수고했습니다.
수고했습니다. Okay. That is definitely the dialect. I don't understand. 수고했습니다.
비바리 means lady. 비바리?
비바리? Really?
비바리?
Why?
I don't know. Lady, 아가씨. 비바리.
Interesting. Wow, that is very different.
역시 another language.
Yeah, it is another language. Okay, well, have a good weekend and see you next time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Wonderful.
Bye.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.